What's up, guys? Welcome back. And as you can tell, I'm in a good mood. It is trapping season finally, and I'm gonna do it this year. And so I was out here and I was like, it's opening day. I don't really have a lot of time, but I'm gonna try and set a few traps today. So what I'm after though is coyotes. This tree row, last time I trapped it, I caught 5, but this is sort of a traffic area more or less. I know you guys can't see, but half mile that way is a big tree row. And then there's this field line that comes to this really big tree row. And then on the other side is a pond about a quarter mile further. And it's completely covered with trees also all the way around it. And so there's a lot of coyotes that go up and down. They travel this whole area. And so it's just a good little traffic area for catching them. So I'm planning on putting 2 sets back here, and hopefully I'll catch me a coyote. But most likely I'll catch some skunks and possums too. But that's just part of it. So anyway, enough of me talking, let's set some traps. Before I get going, there are a million ways to set traps. This is what works for me. So coyotes love running edges. Actually, animals kind of in general. So like on this big tree row here, I could go into the thick of it here and set a trap in there, and I might catch one. I might do it, but I know that I will catch a possum or a skunk for sure. Because animals are a lot like people in they're kind of lazy, more or less. They want to spend the least amount of energy possible to get what they want. For instance, you can kind of see here, it's a real easy walk path here. Like, it's a field. It's a lot easier to walk here than 2 foot in that way. If a coyote is going along here and he's looking for a rabbit or something, he'll be able to smell him from out here. He'll be able to walk along here and tell if there's a rabbit in there, and it's easy walking. It's simple. Just set where it's easy. And so that being said, I just gotta look for a spot where it kind of an intersection is where I'm looking for. So I know the coyotes will come along this line and they will go around here. So I'm probably gonna set one trap over here somewhere and then maybe one over here. Hopefully that helps you out with a little bit why I chose to set where I did. When I actually get my spot nailed down, I'll kind of let you know exactly why I set there. And chances are I don't know. It's just because it looked good. But if you have an intersection like that where you know coyotes are traveling and going this way and that way, good spot to set. The more traffic, the better. All right, before I set this, I want to show you kind of what I'm dealing with. If you look here, there's kind of a natural little cubby here where I can make so the coyote will more or less come in this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take out some of this grass, leaves, and whatever is in here. And I'm going to put my dirt hole about right here, and hopefully leaves won't cover it. I'm going to put my trap about right here. So the reason I'm doing this is these branches and stuff, a coyote will rather come in here than he will put his head over this. He'd rather do that. So I'm going to set it here. So that's why I'm setting there. Now we are really dry here, so I don't know how good of a hole I'm gonna get. So here's what I got here. I'm using a number 3 Victor today. Yes, I know it's a lot of trap. It's all I had that was prepped and ready to go. As soon as I get some of my number 2s and 175s done, I'll swap them out, but they work pretty good for coyotes. So what I got here, I got my hole, got my trap beds. Now I'm gonna put my pan cover on, bed my trap, and it should be ready to go. So more time lapse. Now these are night latched. So I should, yep, there we go. Hopefully it doesn't blow up in my face. All right, there we go. So that's what it looks like from a distance. Just kind of looks like a hole. I'm gonna go set the other one real quick, and then we'll bait them real fast. Looks like there's a bit of a trail heading in here. I know I saw another trail right down here. I'm thinking that maybe there. Yeah, we're gonna set here. It'll look a little bit more natural than this over here because there's so much more brush and grass and stuff there. But there's already a earthy patch right here, so I'm gonna set there. I got some homemade bait this time. It's kind of nasty. I've had pretty good luck with it. It's beaver tail oil, beaver tail, beaver, and some bobcat. It still smells pretty good, to something anyway. So that's what I'm using today instead of using lure. Boy, that's kind of gnarly. Tuck it way back down there in the hole. That one's ready to go. Isn't that just a natural looking set? I did use a little bit of guiding here. Have a stick, keep them from just rounding that edge and going around it. I want them to come down, out, and around into it. So my trap is set right here, and I want them to go in this way. So I'm gonna bait this, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow, and hopefully we got ourselves a coyote or two, and not a skunk. I don't want a skunk first off. That's bad for me. So anyway, see you in the morning. All right, it's the next morning, and unfortunately it's not as climatic as I wanted it to be. Still no action, but it's kind of like Christmas every morning, because you get up and you hope that you got something good. It just doesn't always work out that way. But anyway, we're just gonna roll into the next day probably, unless I find something cool to do to end this video. Before I get too far into this whole trapping thing, I gotta tell you guys why I do it. There's a lot of farmers around here, guys that raise cattle, sheep, goats, chickens. Coyotes eat those things, and it is damaging. They are the most adaptable animal that I know of. I mean, coyotes, they're also stupid smart. Yeah, well, you'll see by the end of the trapping season how smart they are. But they are incredibly smart animals, and they are just really, really adaptable. So no matter how many I can try and take out of the population, they always just replenish it every year, and it's just an uphill battle. So, I'm not gonna pretend like I just happened upon this. I actually had to run back and get my camera and stuff like that. But I am a little bit, hold on, I gotta make this PG here. I'm a little upset because I was cruising down my road, headed to my parents' house, and this is what I see beside the road. That makes me quite angry, to be honest with you. So let me show you what happened here. Here we have a nice, good-looking, mature, well, he's not so good-looking anymore, but a pretty good-sized white-tail buck that someone decided to hack the antlers out of. There's a good old skull cap, put a bag over his head, drive him out in the country, and dump him. That really, really upsets me. Like, I'm pretty mad right now. I did call the game warden. He's gonna call me back. I hope anyway. I left him a message, told him where it was at. But yeah, if you take the time to shoot something, take care of it. I mean, if it's gut shot and bloated and left overnight, you know, don't go take it out in the country and dump it. I mean, do something with it. Don't just leave it here for whoever has to take care of it out in this neighborhood. I mean, don't be a jerk and a wasteful person. It's not that hard. If you skull capped it, you had the time to do something else with it. It just downright makes me mad. Hey guys, day 2, out here checking traps again. And today we got one. Now, he's not real happy, but we got a good catch on him. Not a happy puppy. But anyway, looks like they set the other one off too. So I'm gonna go ahead and dispatch him, and we'll look at him after that whole mess is done, because I'm pretty sure YouTube wouldn't appreciate that being on film. So, time out. As you can see, we got a good catch here. We got a full pad. That's what you're hoping for. You want to get the whole foot caught. You don't want just a little half toe or a couple of toes or something like that. You want a good full catch. That means he stepped on the pan square, and he got pegged good. So don't have to worry about him don't have to worry about this guy getting any more lambs anyway. because we're just a half-mile away from the place where the sheep are. So, you know, I was hoping this would be a good area. Let me get them out of the trap and I'll show you them real quick, and I'll make my reset. All right, got this all remade. Got it put back to where it's supposed to be. And I didn't film the remake on this set because my video is already getting a little bit long. So if you want to see me remake a set on one of these catches, let me know. I'd be more than happy to show you guys kind of why I did some of the things I did. So as you can see here, if you remember what was going on here, there's little trees and stuff like that around here. He destroyed all of it. I mean, he made a big old area where he just sort of mashed everything down, which isn't bad. I didn't have any backing for my hole anymore. So I found an old cow femur and a couple of branches, and I just made it look a little bit more like a cubby again. I hope it's not too much, but with all the trees and stuff around here, I really think it'll be okay. With all the smell that he left from getting trapped here, other coyotes are gonna be curious about it. So they're gonna come out, they're gonna check it out, then the other scent hopefully will, you know, seal the deal and get him again. Anyway, let's go look at this guy. He's not the biggest coyote ever for sure. It is a male, but yeah, he's got decent color. He's not rubbed. He's not as pale as I'd like him to be. He's got a few cockle burrs. Calf killer right there. So hopefully we'll be able to get a couple more of them. But I gotta take him back, get him skinned out and stuff. But I got one more trap set that I haven't shown you guys yet. We're gonna go check that out, and hopefully we'll have another one there. If not, then I'll kind of show you what I did there, and we'll move on with it. So I'll get him loaded up and we'll get moving. All right, at this set, honestly, I don't have really high hopes for it. I do know that there are a few coyotes that come through here every once in a while, but it's definitely a lower traffic area than the other spot. Here is my set, and something pooped on it. Right there. I don't know what it was. Either way, that's a bit insulting to me. I went through all the work of putting up a nice set like that, and someone's trying to tell me it looks like you know what. So we're gonna have to get a little bit trickier. I'm gonna have to adjust it a little bit. I think my pan tension was a little bit too high, so I'm gonna adjust that a little bit and see if I can get a better set. That's where my set is. It's the end of a tree row in the very middle of a section. They sort of run this tree row, they cut across over to that tree row, and then there's a creek and more trees down that way. So they don't traffic through here a lot, but they do some. So, you know, I thought it was worth a go. It's really close to my work, so, you know, it takes me all of about 5 minutes to go and check it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash that thumbs up button for me. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to upload about every 3 days. Right now, with how work is, it's not going quite as smoothly, so I'm at least getting up 2 videos a week, trying for 3, but bear with me. Yeah, I'm working on it. So anyway, thanks for subscribing, liking, and I'll see you on the next one.